Welcome into Dallas Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. My name is Harrison Graham. On today's show, we've got 3 ways to fix the Dallas Mavericks. And look, they're not broken, but there's some holes right now, especially with Kyrie Irving banged up and Dereck Lively banged up. So 3 ways to fix the Mavs without making a trade. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because we're going to cover the latest Dallas Mavericks news, rumors. When there are trade rumors, we're going to discuss that. If the Mavericks make a roster move, we'll have that covered as well. Game coverage. Don't miss a thing here on Mavericks Today. Hit that subscribe button. Trying to get to 26,000 subs here on the channel. Number 1, get Grant Williams going. He's kind of have a topsy-turvy year here so far, and the raw splits aren't bad, right? I mean, if you told me he'd average around 10 points and right around 40% from 3, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, sign me up for this, play some good defense, and let's roll. It just hasn't been, like, steady each night, right? Like, he's in a bad funk right now, shooting 18.8% from 3 in his last 4. He came out of the gates firing, hit a little slump, got going again. Now he's slumping again. And look, maybe this is just part of the Grant Williams experience. He's kind of one of those upper tier role players. It's not like he's going to be super consistent offensively every single night. But when I watch him play right now, he's not catching and shooting in rhythm. He's pump faking too much. Like, he needs to just let that thing fly and shoot the ball when open, because that's his role offensively. Like, catch the weak side pass, shoot the ball from the corner. Like, that's what he needs to do. And again, I don't expect him to light it up every single night, but it's just been a little inconsistent, and he hasn't been defending great against wings. Like, he's a better defender when he's matched up on 4s and sometimes even 5. So if that's going to continue, if he's going to struggle or even not even defend against 3s that much, then that could create an issue where you're going to have to go add another wing because Omax Prosper hasn't been able to play much because he's just not quite ready. So that could be a roster question that this team has to answer in the next couple of months leading up to the trade deadline. Again, I'm not panicking on Grant Williams. He's still been an overall positive versus a negative, but just hasn't been consistent night in and night out. What is your level of concern with Grant Williams right now? Scale it from 1 to 10, 1 being not at all, 10 being very concerned. Probably like a 4. It's very mild. I just think he's in a funk right now. But let me know what you guys think. Scale it from 1 to 10. All right, number 2, find a backup big. And I do think eventually this is going to have to happen via the trade. But look, the Mavs are just not good enough at center right now. Dereck Lively has a sprained ankle, and it has been felt. Without him. I mean, it's felt when he's healthy and he has to check out of the game. I mean, Dwight Powell, he just doesn't give you much. Rashawn Holmes gives you less. It's just not good, man. Neither of these guys defend. Both are okay as role guys offensively, but they're just not rotation players against quality basketball teams. Like, if the playoffs started tomorrow, you can't put these 2 players out on the court, but right now you're having to some because Dereck Lively is out. Powell is slightly playable as like a number 3 center. Holmes is completely unplayable. I don't know what's happened to that guy in the last couple of years. He used to be a really fun player in Sacramento, and now he is just an unplayable guy at this point in his NBA career. Dwight Powell, good dude as a number 3 center, good vibes guy. I like him, but with Dereck Lively out, he's having to start some nights. You're playing Markieff Morris at the 5 some. That is not ideal. You got to find a way to find a backup center, even if it's someone on the streets who can just play a little bit of defense and rebound the basketball for you. Before we keep it rolling here on Dallas Mavericks Today, I do want to tell you guys about our sponsor. It is Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use our code CLNS to get a deposit match up to $100. I got a little NFL quarterback 2-player entry this weekend. Justin Fields, Kyler Murray, they play each other this week. It's actually going to be nice in Chicago, so give me the more on both of their passing yards. That's 10 to win 30. PrizePicks also right now has some boosters during the Christmas season where you can take kind of higher stat projections, and yes, less likely to hit, but if you do, you can make more bang for your buck. So go check all of that out. NBA stats are available, obviously. College football, college basketball, NHL. You can cross over sports with your picks. 2 to 6 player entries with PrizePicks. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use our code CLNS to get started today. Now, if you were to make a trade, these are obviously some guys that are out there. Isaiah Stewart, there's been some chatter that the Pistons could look to move him and just tweak their roster because they've obviously been a mess this year. James Wiseman also in Detroit. Nick Richards with Charlotte, who I really like. I also have always liked Daniel Gafford. I think these are all quality backup centers that could be available. They all do a little bit of different, in terms of their play style. Like Stewart's a little undersized, but he's going to give you some offense. Nick Richards, Daniel Gafford, a little bit bigger. They're going to be able to at least somewhat protect the rim. So feel free to be interested in those guys, but that could be a move closer to the trade deadline. Now, name someone the Mavericks should trade for before the NBA trade deadline. I like Andre Drummond as another name I'll throw out there. Although the Bulls have been playing better, they may end up keeping him. But you got to get a backup center in here and someone who can actually give you some quality minutes. Number 3, obviously you got to get healthy. Kyrie Irving, Dereck Lively. It takes as long as it takes. It's not like there's a button you can push to get these guys healthy overnight. There's no current timetable for either of these guys. Kyrie with the foot, lower leg injury. Dereck Lively dealing with the sprained ankle. We told you guys, bigs, it takes longer with those sprained ankles. So he could very well be out into the new year. Hopefully he's back sooner. For Kyrie, could be the same deal. When there's no timetable, it's hard to know when they are going to return. They're in that day-to-day, week-to-week category. But don't think we're going to see either of these guys before Christmas. And look, what's kind of fascinating is that you could argue that Lively is more important to this team right now. Now, obviously, come playoff time, you're going to need Kyrie Irving to be a 20, 25-point scorer next to Luka Doncic, but Dereck Lively is irreplaceable based on what you have at center right now. Now, that could change if you go get a center. That can help, but you literally have one playable center on this roster, and it is rookie Dereck Lively, and he's been very good. But not only has he been very good, the other guys are just that bad. Like, it is unbelievable how bad the 5 position is for this basketball team when Dereck Lively's unavailable. So they got to figure something out there soon. Hopefully Maxi Kleber gets healthy and can eat some minutes at the 5 as well, because they just do not have much firepower whatsoever at that position. Who do you guys think is more important to this basketball team? Type KI for Kyrie Irving, DL for Dereck Lively. Tell us what you think in the comments. You could argue Lively, man. You really could. Like, if I had to have one game where I have a healthy Luka Doncic that I need to win, I might go Lively over Kyrie. Not because he's a better player, but because he fills more of a need based on what the rest of the roster has. At least the Mavs have some other good guards like Tim Hardaway Jr., Seth Curry, etc., who can eat some of those other minutes. All right, that's going to do it for Mavericks Today. Happy holidays. Not sure when our next video will be, but we'll see you guys soon on the channel. Please subscribe.